Okay, not the best day I had, but yesterday, after making a beautiful birthday cake for my son-in-law and all enjoying, we decided that because it was warming up from the storm that we would go ahead and turn the water back on to the kitchen. The whole house is on. It's always been on and it's been fine. But the kitchen, being that this was an add-on, if those that are following me remember, we built this kitchen. Unfortunately, I had to bootleg in the water system. And unfortunately up there, it is exposed when it makes the radius because I can get on the roof into the ceiling and I can run along that top edge, but see where it turns and then there's nothing. So I couldn't get over there to properly install the piping under insulation. And so we fired this thing up and the hot water came on and it worked great. Happy. Turned the cold water on and I got a shower from up there. I'm gonna tell you what, that really sucks. So today, in order to get to it and fix it, I'm gonna have to cut that metal panel out there. We're gonna cut this panel out and we're gonna cut it where those screws are. We're gonna cut it just shy in here in the field because I know there's a 2x6 joist running right there. But I'm gonna cut it here to throw that piece of steel away. I've got another piece of steel that will then overlap this. But the problem is that above this, there's about 2 feet of insulation. And it's all loose, blown in insulation. When I pull this thing down, I'm gonna get a shower of insulation. So the plan here is that we're gonna cut this out, try to capture as much of that as possible. I've got my plastic here. We're gonna cover everything here with plastic. We'll get a trash bag and we'll try to capture as much as possible. Then I can get my head up in there, see what the heck is going on. What I need to fix it, do I have enough to fix it? If not, which I'm probably sure that I don't, I will decide at that point what all pieces and parts I need, and I will have to jump down and go to the big box to get the parts because I've used a PEX line which is supposed to not break. But then again, it was at some points 14 below, and at that point I think it just succumbed. So I have to go get Tiger Grip fittings. I don't use the ring system on mine, I use the Tiger Fit, and I've never had a problem. All the piping for my plumbing starts at the manifold in the utility room and goes to each piece. So it's not like I have a break in there anywhere. It was the PEX line that failed. So I'm not blaming PEX because it's good stuff and it works great. And this was my own mistake. I left that up exposed. And the attic is gonna get cold because I have so much insulation. The inside stays warm, but that attic don't. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so we've got the tools and stuff ready. We're all lined up as best as I can do. What we need to do now is mark the ceiling where we want to cut it at. I'm not going to start cutting or anything because right now my helper, Janice, is out. She's going to take care of the animals this morning, water and feed and all that. And when she gets back, I should have this thing marked and ready to start cutting. But I'm not going to attempt to do this by myself. It's not safe, so. And trim board's got to come down. I cut these with a 45 to get them nice and tight. And this one, unfortunately, goes under the other one, so I'm going to have to this way. Ugh.
5 minutes later.
What am I hitting here? Shit. I feel like an archaeologist digging back in time.
Time table.
What we hit was some kind of a small stud that I must have used for something, a brace of some sort. Oh, I don't have the memory. I should have. Okay, so here we are in the attic. Here's where the water pipes, the stove, and all the electric comes up. And as you can see, it runs along and goes over and over. This section right here is no man's land. You cannot crawl over here. There's nothing supporting this area. Now this one joist here, I'll get back a little way so you can see. This one joist here. But as you can see, I had an enormous amount of blow in here. And I had to sit way over there, third one back to blow it in. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, and I think it was negative pressure because these guys here, I have 2 vents up here in the attic and I can feel the air. But I can also see where there's a big hole right there. And you think, well, what in the world caused that big hole in the foam? Insulation. I have no idea. I've got a few of them. You know, of course, I blew all that in from a distance. So what I'm going to do, because now that I'm up here, I cannot find the leak. I can't find it. The water's on right now. There is no leak. Where all that water came from, I don't know. The condensation on the roof, perhaps. There's a lot of condensation on the roof around here. But the insulation is still pretty fluffy. It's pretty dang deep, but it's not deep enough. So what we're going to do is we're going to go get some battens. And we're going to have to crawl up in the attic from way over there. Seems like a mile away. And come up to the point where I can and unfurl it and throw it this way. And then drag it the rest of the way, come back up into this hole and cover it all. Because I really don't want to cut into this pipe if I don't have to. I want to keep the pipe totally intact from the manifold to here. And so that means I'm going to have to come back and wrap all this pipe. And I will bury it with, I don't know. We'll try maybe it can't be R19. It's got to be higher than R19. I'll have to get something. And then put some black pipe insulation on it to keep this nice and warm. And then we'll put the plate back on and we'll be good. So no cutting, no splicing. God knows. If you all know a reason why this thing was spraying water, tell me. Because I sure the heck can't figure it out. There's no reason that this should have been leaking water. Only thing, no, I can't imagine snow getting into these. There's spider webs, a couple of spiders, but no snow. So I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, folks. I gotta run. I gotta go get some foam and some insulation so we can finish this booger off. Oh, this was so much fun. Hello there. Well, here we are on the road to go get some insulation. Yeah, it's cold and melting, and yeah, you missed our road because it's a little rough. So, but this is nice and clear. So we'll get our insulation, and then we'll get back and finish the job.
Date place?
The big box. We're going to the big box.
Big box, which we call our date place.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, so we're back, and no leaks, nothing while we were gone. So it had to have been some type of a condensation buildup, and when I ran the hot water, the heat from the hot water pipe must have done something. I am completely at a loss. But there was enough water yesterday that it was cascading down on us. So I have no clue. Not a clue. But I had to fix the frozen pipes anyway, so got to look at it as, oh well, let's just carry on. So what we're going to try is some of this. This is insulation for ductwork, but I'm going to wrap the pipes in it. It's duct insulation, foil fiberglass duct insulation. We're going to try and wrap the pipes up in it, run this down the length, and then duct tape it into place. And when we're done, then we're going to take this roll. The best I can do is R30 unfaced to match what's up there. That one will run across the top of them all to try and keep the heat in. All right, let's get back to it. I have to crawl through there, and carrying the camera with me just isn't going to fly. And I'm going to have to take this ladder and put it into another access hole. So I'll show you what we've done when we're done. Okay, so my arms are tired. What we did was I crawled up in there and I wrapped all the pipe with that insulation wrap that was actually meant for the for ducts, and it worked out really good. And then I went back with that R30 that I bought, and I laid that across the top of it. What I did was I actually pulled part of it apart and got some extra insulation off of it, because I did lay some of the pipe into the bed up there of pre-existing insulation, so I didn't really need a lot. I made a patch panel for that hole. You can kind of see it. I didn't put that piece back up there because I find that I believe we have a ventilation problem upstairs. And I want to look more at it before I finish and put the trim boards back up. So we're going to leave it like this for the time being. We've cleaned up, put everything away, vacuumed, so there's no telltale sign. Water works. So we're good for the moment. But I think there's more to do. See ya.